So the second B vitamin I'm covering is B2 or riboflavin. For whatever reason, whenever I hear the word riboflavin, it reminds me of Professor Frink from The Simpsons with Flavin. For Flavin out loud, or is it Glavin? I think it might be Glavin. Who cares? Okay, signs of riboflavin deficiency. Let's get right into this. Signs of riboflavin deficiency include fatigue, slowed growth, digestive issues, cracks and sores around the mouth, particularly in the corners of the mouth, a swollen magenta-colored tongue, eye fatigue, swelling of and sore throat, sensitivity to light. Riboflavin helps with vision. It prevents cataracts, as supported by a double-blind study. Many studies have shown that taking 400 milligrams of riboflavin will half, meaning it will cut in half the amount of migraines suffered by people who suffer migraine headaches. Autism. Riboflavin reduces the amount of dicarboxylic acid in the urine of autistics. It has an anti-aging effect in fruit flies via stimulation of an endogenous antioxidant. Okay, so what that means is it encourages the antioxidant systems of the body to work better. Riboflavin has its own antioxidant properties and encourages higher concentrations in humans of glutathione and superoxide dismutase, which are two of the most powerful antioxidants we have in our bodies. It helps control cytokines after strokes and prevents complications from strokes. It aids in the treatment of malaria when combined with malaria drugs, meaning you get better outcomes when you combine it with malaria drugs. It activates phagocytes, neutrophils, macrophages, and helps in the multiplication of neutrophils and monocytes. These are all white blood cells, in case anybody's wondering. Generally, it decreases inflammation. It decreases lung cancer risk in female smokers. In combination with thiamine, folate, and B12 from supplements, riboflavin is protective against cancer of the cervix. High-dose riboflavin has been shown to reverse liver cancer in rodents. It reduces oxidative damage to healthy cells from chemotherapy. It reduces PMS symptoms. It improves iron absorption. In combination with coenzyme Q10, niacin, and selenium, it protects against cardiac abnormalities and the hardening of blood vessels. It helps modulate blood pressure. There have been no adverse reactions discovered from dosages of 400 milligrams per day. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that there is no adverse reactions. It just means that there hasn't been any discovered yet. Now, before I get into this, I want to make sure people know I'm not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. If you have a health issue, seek the advice of a medical professional, not some guy on YouTube. I've been saying this over and over again, but I figured I'd say it again. There will be a similar disclaimer in the description of the video. Now, what I want to point out is what you will notice is to get the effect that you want from nutrients, you have to supplement with them, because it is very difficult, extremely difficult, to get enough of the nutrients from the foods that we eat. Now, the thing is, when you see people like Dr. Greger will come up with a study. If you notice, this is what I've noticed with Dr. Greger, and this is one of the reasons I never fully trusted Dr. Greger, is he'll go, but supplements, vitamin C supplements don't work. Or what do you call it? But for whatever reason, resveratrol supplements had no effect. Okay? The thing is, clearly there are mountains of evidence that I put in the descriptions of my videos that show that these things do work. One of the problems is, if one study says something, this is why they have meta-analyses, but if one study says something, it doesn't necessarily disprove all of the previous studies. That's not how science works. And I think what you see with a lot of people like Dr. Greger is you see a lot of cherry picking of data to show that, you know, the food is the medicine type of thing. And it's interesting because it's obvious that supplements do have very interesting health effects, very positive health effects if used properly. As is noted with many of my videos, you can see it in the descriptions of my videos. Follow the links in the description, as I always say, and you will see, yes, indeedy do. It is supplementation that gets these results, not food. And that's a big issue that people have, is they think they can get everything from food. That's not the case, and I had to find that out the hard way, unfortunately. But that's all for this video. Links are in the description. Follow the links in the description. Check out the links in the description. Read the links in the description. Understand the links in the description. Know that I'm not a medical professional. Don't go to a guy on YouTube for medical advice. If you have a health problem, seek the advice of a licensed medical practitioner. And that's all for this video.